Hi, my name is Christina and I came to an EFT workshop with Tamara and Peter and we were dealing with fears during pregnancy. And my fear at that point was that my baby would be stillborn or die shortly after birth. So going through all this pregnancy and then at the end the baby dying or died, and it was really real for me, and it really made me feel very choked up, and it was really hard to talk about it as well. Throughout the EFT evening, when we were doing EFT on each other, the fear became less and less until it had completely evaporated, almost as if there was no pain when I thought of that, or there was no choked up feeling anymore. And it happened in that evening, so really quickly for something that was a very strong fear for me. And then that whole evening was really sort of releasing. And then a couple of weeks later I went out to dinner with friends, and my friend was telling me a story about someone that she knew that went through a pregnancy, and the pregnancy was perfect and the baby was born and died shortly after. And even though I felt sorry for what had happened, I didn't feel that in any way it was part of me or going to happen to me, and that fear was no longer there. And that was proof for me that it really had worked on that evening, because I felt within myself, I felt very detached from that story, and I knew that EFT had just sort of really healed that fear, and I am thankful for that.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to talking about my birthing experience, and I found it very hard because of the traumatic time that I had with my delivery of Connor. I couldn't even go through the story without crying, without feeling very angry, very emotional. And it was at that point that when you suggested, Tamara, that the EFT might help. And we did that for a good couple of hours. I felt so much freer and just lighter. I hadn't realised how much I was hanging on to the negative experiences and how much they were affecting my well-being, even just the many weeks after birth. And following just that 2-hour session, the next day I saw my friend, and she was asking me about my birth experience, and I told her all about it, and I didn't cry once. I actually started laughing, hearing myself repeat the story that had been so tragic, that I was so traumatised by, being able to put it into the context that it was, being able to accept the feelings that were there and just let them be. Just a very joyful experience.